a hands-on eye, ear, and nose throat center located at 066 MacArthur Highway, Angeles City. You can contact them at 045-888-0411 or 045-625-2525.
We're back here in All About Vision, your eye team and more. And our topic is Dr. Rizal, which is very interesting because a while ago we were talking about how Rizal became a doctor. Now we're going to talk about how Rizal became an ophthalmologist. Now, Mingita, why did he go into ophthalmology? We're eye doctors, yes, but we have our own reasons. But why did he become an ophthalmologist?
Well, yeah, as I told you earlier, why did he even take up medicine in the first place? Because his love was agriculture, etc., philosophy, the arts. His mother was going blind from cataracts, and that was his driving force. Now, he was taking up medicine. So imagine he was taking up, during that time, he was taking up philosophy and letters. He didn't give it up. He taking up agriculture, land surveying, yes, then medicine, all together in UST, okay? Then he left in 1884.
Yeah, he left.
He left.
Why?
Well, he said that he was not being given fair treatment in UST, but actually, he left secretly. He went to Paris. Only his brother Pasiano and him knew that he was going to Paris.
Even the parents didn't know.
The parents didn't know because they probably wouldn't have wanted him to leave. But his main reason was he was going to become an ophthalmologist and take it up.
So that's his main reason, to become an eye
That's
doctor.
what he told everybody else. But there was also a secret reason. He and Pasiano knew. He also wanted to go to Europe, so he'll be exposed to what was really happening there, to learn. Because, you know, Spain in the Philippines and Spain in Mother Spain, they were two different worlds. Spain was losing some of their territories in South America. Diba? There were the revolutions. So they were fighting revolutions there, and they were also fighting revolutions in Spain because there was this growing liberalism. People wanted more freedom of thought. And this was what also Rizal and his brother wanted him to be exposed to.
Okay, so this was basically probably the main reason.
One of the main reasons.
One of the main reasons, but
it's
not really a reason.
It all came together.
It all came together to become ophthalmologist.
Yes,
that's why to learn.
Yes, when I write about this, I say you cannot separate his being an ophthalmologist and his being our national hero, a writer, a patron. He wanted to bring vision to his people. He wanted to bring vision to his mother. He wanted to heal both. No?
So now we know that.
Yeah, he went to Paris.
First slide.
He went to Paris.
He went to Paris and he went to this Dr. Louis de Wecker.
Yes, he was one of the foremost ophthalmic surgeons of his time.
In the whole world.
In the whole world. Even the Americans would go to Paris to observe him. If you read the medical journals at the time, they were raving about his techniques, especially for cataract surgery. He was an ophthalmic plastic surgeon.
Yeah.
Yes, like you.
Like me.
Like you,
Okay.
yes. And in fact, he was doing this controversial tattooing of the cornea.
Yes,
he was doing a lot of strabismus surgery, to straighten eyes. He was doing surgery only with cocaine and without any more putting them to sleep.
Enucleations.
But he was doing a lot of surgeries even under topical anesthesia.
So
and
he was
advanced for his age. And his cataract surgery, he was using instruments that we're still using today.
So Rizal was really interested because he's doing cataract surgeries.
Yes. And he was an assistant to him for 4 months. During that time, ophthalmology was already a flourishing specialty of medicine, but there was no formal residency training. So what you had to do was go into a preceptorship under a noted ophthalmologist. And if you were lucky and if he liked you, you would assist him and you would maybe do some surgeries yourself. So he assisted him.
The Wecker liked him.
Yes, because he assisted. For 4 months, he was as assistant. So he learned a lot. And he wrote to his relatives, he wrote to his parents. He said, I have learned everything that has to be learned. Mayabang si Rizal. Because I now know all the surgical procedures. I'm now going to Heidelberg because what I need to know now is what's going on inside the eye.
So this was in Paris?
This was in Paris.
So next up
was Heidelberg.
Oh wait, this is the Wecker's clinic.
This is a picture of the Wecker.
So this is the Wecker.
Yes, with some of his students.
But Rizal's not here.
Rizal is not there. I got that from an old photo album.
Nice. Okay, the next slide will be
Otto
this guy,
Becker.
Otto Becker. Now this guy, this doctor, where is he?
Heidelberg.
Heidelberg.
Yes, if the Wecker was a hotshot surgeon, this man was a academician. No, he was more in the University of Heidelberg.
So he's a professor.
Yes.
Because the Becker's not a professor.
Yes, but he was a very, very advanced surgeon. This man, Rizal, learned from him the art of ophthalmoscopy.
Oh,
how
because
to
I think
examine
he's the one
the eye.
who invented ophthalmoscopy.
Yes,
the
correct.
Becker.
And he actually described 1,800 conditions of the lens. He was like this really scholarly academician. So from him, Rizal learned in Rizal's letters. He told his family he teaches us how to examine patients. He corrects our mistakes, etc., etc. Then after some months here, Rizal had to learn German. Huh? So he
learned French.
And then he learned German.
Then he learned German.
And he learned German from the pubs, talking to students.
Yeah,
That's how he learned German. And he was writing the Noli Me Tangere after
Wait,
his school.
before you go there, you mean pubs. So he drank.
Oh, he drank.
He
Yes,
drank,
of course. He liked
he-
beer. He
okay,
liked to
okay.
party. Rizal
So-
was an ordinary, was a normal, regular guy, except he was extremely intelligent and he had such a devotion to his mother and to his country.
Okay, so
you know?
from Paris to Heidelberg,
Mhm.
that's where he trained.
He
Basically,
trained for
those two
ophthalmology.
institutions.
Then after Heidelberg, he went back to Paris again.
To Paris
Yes,
again.
because he wanted to see the Becker again, to renew, just for a refresher for its surgical, yes.
surgeries. And
Right.
Probably what he learned from the Becker, he
Now,
wanted to apply
yes, again.
because I think the Becker was letting him do surgeries.
Yes, or at least
Yeah.
observing
Observe
them and
and
assisting him.
assisting.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And so he learned a lot of things from Becker, which is he said what's going on in the eye, the medicine, the diagnosis. Now I want to go back because according to his letters, he hasn't seen any surgeon as good as the Becker.
Okay.
He said
Yeah,
it in his
yeah,
letters.
I know that.
That's why I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
go back there.
So because he wanted to go back, he went back to Paris.
Yes.
And then after that,
Then he finished writing the Noli Me Tangere in Heidelberg.
in Heidelberg.
And he had it published through the help of Maximo Viola, his friend. But he also traveled around a lot with Maximo Viola. And throughout his stay in Europe, he
So,
made some friends.
This next picture says a lot
Yeah,
about
this
Rizal.
is a nice photograph of Rizal with his barkada, with his gang, no?
Yeah, so this is Rizal.
Jose Rizal,
This
that's
is
Felix Resurrection Hidalgo,
Hidalgo.
which was my great-grand-uncle, by the way.
Okay.
And then this
Okay.
is Pardo de
Tavera
Tavera, and this is Luna.
Luna, who's that? Probably
You know,
the waiter.
I'm not sure. I think he's the waiter.
Probably
He's the
waiter. Yeah.
And
So
this is...
they really.
Yeah, I have another picture of him
yeah,
in a
but
turban. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rizal loved masquerade balls. He was kuripot. He was
Rizal.
very stingy. He hated giving tips even to the barber. It used to hurt him because money was always a problem. But he
Galing.
liked to buy the lotto. He liked to play
There's
lotto.
a lotto during that time?
Yeah, so he loved to play the lotto. So that was his form of gambling, was lotto. And he liked masquerade balls with his friends.
So this
no?
is his friends.
And,
Where's this at?
I
You
believe
don't
this
know
is in
where?
Paris.
In Paris also,
Yes.
because Paris is more of
Yeah.
masquerade balls.
Yeah, so he
he's
was
wearing
in
a turban here.
And then he used to even pose for Juan Luna in some of his portraits. Like
So
the-
posing like this.
posing in costume, like the death of Cleopatra. If you look at that painting, he's one of the people there. He's a sage. It's actually Rizal
So
posing.
basically,
no?
Rizal is just like
You
just
and
like us.
He was a student.
Student.
And he fell in love.
In love, and then he had parties.
Yes, but all deep down, he wrote, while he was doing all this, he wrote Noli Me Tangere.
Yes, that's the difficult part because after marrying, then you're serious again.
Yes,
You know,
and
so-
he needed, I guess, but as he wrote to his friend Blumentritt, I portrayed our country's woes through laughter, through humor. Because nobody wants to read a book full of woes. But what he did, if you notice Noli Me Tangere, he talked about untouchable things, about abuses, but in a humorous way. He had a sense
Yes.
of humor. No? It came out in Noli Me Tangere. It was a satire. No, it was a satire. Because sabi niya, he said, why will anybody want to read a book full of tears and full of woes?
Nobody
I
would
chose
read it.
to depict our problems through humor. You know, that's what he told his friend Blumentritt. No?
So anyway, our time's up.
I know.
Miguelita. So
It's really short.
this episode showed Rizal as a student, as a doctor, and as an ophthalmologist. So anyway, Miguelita will be back. Okay, this is the first episode. This is the first part of our episode, Dr. Jose Rizal, the ophthalmologist. Our next part will be about Rizal ophthalmologist practicing in the Philippines. You know, he has a lot of patients. So that's going to be our next episode. So don't go back. We'll see you next week for another episode of All About Vision, your ITV.